round. But just even from a striking battle, this is a fascinating matchup. How would you see Jon Jones, taking on a guy like Israel Adesanya, which, does seem like they're on a bit of a collision course to happen at some point?
You talking about striking wise? Um, striking wise, here's the deal. John's fought some big, tall, long guys before, and he's done well. The first fight with Gustafsson, wasn't John's great night by any means. Lack of not all Jon Jones was there for many reasons that fight, but he's already fought a lot of long guys. I'm not sure if Izzy's fought a Jon Jones before as far as length goes, and definitely nobody's fought Jon Jones as far as skill set goes. I know everybody that's come in my gym, they're big heavyweights. They come in, and I think they immediately are surprised by how big John's presence is in the cage when they start working out with him.
It's interesting because in the past we've seen John take on a guy like Thiago Santos, for example, coach, and he wanted to beat Thiago in the area that he was best in. He wanted to beat Thiago on the feet. Do you see that as this feud with the Israel is pretty heated. Do you see that as the case going into this fight? Jon Jones looking to beat him in the area that he's best at, which is on the feet?
Maybe, that's John. And John's been known to make up his own mind, but sometimes a little bit on his own and challenge himself. And he always finds a way. There's no doubt about it. So if in John's mind he says, I'm going to beat him on the feet, that's what he's going to do. But if John says, you know what, I want to go home and just secure the win, and show him what MMA is all about. Welcome to my world. I'm sure he'll take him down and blood him up with elbows.
I'm wondering, from your perspective, and you've coached some of the best strikers in the world, some of the best fighters in the world, Jon Jones, the list goes on. How do you rate Israel, his striking and his abilities? Are you impressed by what you see in there?
Oh, absolutely. Who could not be? I'm always amazed at some things he does. I'm thinking to myself, gosh, if this guy only did this against him, and then Izzy makes a small correction and solves that problem. So he's a hard guy to figure out in that he has so many skills and such great timing, great speed, and takedown defense. He's so well rounded and getting better. He's getting better every fight. I'm watching it. I'm real impressed with what they've been able to do down there with the team down there in New Zealand.
There seems to be sort of a moment of almost realization when opponents step in the cage with Israel on fight night. What do you think is sort of the biggest mistake that his past opponents have made with Israel when they've actually fought? Something that obviously Jon Jones would be looking not to make.
Underestimating his ability to adapt. I think you'll see, Kevin Gastelum, in other words, able to swarm him back and throw punches from the side and then catch Izzy. But Izzy's better to defend those things now. So we go back and look at old tape on fighters. You think these are going to be the openings. He's one of those guys that's able to start closing those holes and start expecting you to attack those openings. I think mentally he's come a long ways. I really do. I think people don't give him credit for that. They're always looking for certain tactics, but it's bigger than just the tactic itself. It's just himself understanding the whole game and what's the best thing to do at the moment.
Yeah, the